Welcome back, guys, to This and Much More podcast. I'm Evelyn, and my co-host is
Rollie Vogues.
And our special guest today is
Edgar, also known as Alumni.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
So, wait, before we get started, how did you even come up with your name, Alumni? Or what does it mean?
I always get that a lot because, like, before, my name used to be, like, Edgar behind the cam. And I always I didn't hate, but, like, I didn't really like the behind the cam because everybody always shoots or, like, has their name like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, like, an alumni. You know when you're an alumni from somewhere, you graduate and you learn everything.
Yeah.
And then you get that degree.
Yeah.
I learned everything myself, like just going and going and going. So that made me change my name because before it was Edgar behind the cam. I don't know if y'all knew that, but some people still know. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't like that.
I like that it's Alumni. Like, I like how Filmfoot has his, like,
Yeah.
Filmfoot. Like, it's just different, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like all our photographers or videographers or anybody related to, like, a camera have different names except maybe Larry.
Larry's just his name, Larry Ayala.
Yeah, and then Julian.
Director Julian. Big camera guy, Hugh.
Big camera
HOU.
guy, yeah. Yeah, his is different too.
That's cool.
Because that was common back then. I remember everybody was like shot by or filmed by and stuff like that.
Which was cool at the time, right?
Yeah.
Like it was, I mean, if you still have it, like no, nothing against you or whatever.
Sure.
But I know like a lot of people were choosing names like that, because they sounded cool.
Yeah, and you want to stand out too. So whenever it started, then it's like, oh, cool. It's like the whole crafting.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, something.
Or crafts by, whatever.
Crafts by.
Designs by.
Or designs by, yeah.
Creations by.
Yeah.
I was one of those.
But let me see. So where are you from and like where'd you grow up?
I'm from, I was born in like Houston, you could say. It was in Hillcroft, around that area.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was raised until like first grade, and then we moved to Stafford with my pops. So I've been living there since then.
Oh, thanks. So you are far.
Yeah, I'm far.
I like Stafford area though.
It's starting to get a little bit better. Like,
is it?
Yeah, like more stuff out there. Because before there was nothing out there. Like the school I graduated from, Stafford High School, we only had 200 people in our class.
Oh damn.
Yeah, we were a small school.
Yeah, when I started school, there was 200 of us, but then it grew into 400. Right?
Yeah.
400 is 100 per grade.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah, dang, that's crazy. But so since you're from Stafford, you know about Alpha Land and all that shit.
Yeah, it was like literally like right next to a neighborhood, and I always passed it up, and I was like, wonder what that is, because you don't really know what it is from the outside until like you like pass up a little bit and you see the background. Like it used to be like this raised grassland or something like that, but they grew.
Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
Have
I still
you
haven't
to that
been.
gym or no?
No, I haven't. I go to Fitness Connection.
Us too.
Nah, it's crazy because the memberships over there are super expensive. But
yeah, because
it's worth it, I guess.
Isn't like a day pass like $30 or something?
I think so. I don't know.
That's like what we pay a month.
Yeah.
They're smart though, because how they do it is it's like for an experience. That's what you're paying for. It's the experience. And like, the new one now is
it's
props
crazy.
to 'em.
Yeah, it's just wild.
The growth is crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I was gonna say because we've done work with my dad or whatever. Like we've gone to Stafford. I was just over there, I think this week. But it's a lot of businesses over there. Like there's business parks and stuff, and it's just it's cool. I like seeing it, and sometimes I'll be there, and I'm just like, man, I wish I had like this warehouse.
There's a lot of warehouses out there.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I like the area. That's why I'm saying like it's cool.
But I think I do the same like he did. Like make our business close to the house, because I don't think I'd be able to drive like out there every day.
Yeah.
I
mean, every shoot that I have like for Houston, like downtown, or if it's like going to like north side, I always tell them, hey, just let me know what time so I know ahead of time, because usually like about 45 minutes to an hour if it's in traffic. If not, then I'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
but it's far.
So how'd you get into photography? That's what you started off as, right? Like, or
photography. Yeah.
Photography. All right, cool.
Back in high school, I used to be like so into shoes. Like, back when like the OGs were like popping, like the Bread 4s, the Royal 1s, and all that. I don't know if you remember the Sneaker Summit days.
Yeah.
I used to take pictures of my shoes and like my homeboys and my brother, he used to take my pictures. I remember like after school, like I'd just be posted up and he'd take my fit pics or my shoes. Yeah. And I liked that, and I used to take his as well. And after I graduated, I got a camera, and I used to go downtown with my friends and just take pictures, you know, like of how people start to get skylines, them like on rooftops, small stuff like that. And I just kept doing that probably for, I want to say like about a year, because I was 2015, the year after I graduated. And then some guy named Days, I don't know if you heard of him.
Days, no.
Days Suave.
I don't know. Maybe.
He used to be around Dice and them. But he hit me up out of nowhere, and he's like, hey, bro, you want to come do some shoots for this guy named Dice? At the time, I didn't know who he was. Yeah. And I was like, sure. So I pulled up, and it was a music video. And I just shot my pictures, and they liked them. Yeah. Can I curse on you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they liked them. And I was on like, bet. So afterward, they hit me up, and we kept working, and I pretty much kept going after that. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, I fuck with Dice, man. Like I haven't met Trill Sammy, because you work with Trill Sammy too, right? I've met Dice, and we're cool and everything. But whenever I started working with him, I don't know if it was like that with you, but I talked about it on another podcast. But he had like these pants or whatever, and then I talked to YJ about it, right?
Oh yeah, YJ.
And he had these pants, and they were going over his shoes. So the pants look hella long, you know? And I was just like, what the hell? But that's the first time that I was like, damn, he's like big. He's a celebrity. He can pull this shit off, you know, like shit like that. But I don't know if his style was like that back then, or it was just more like chill.
You talking about Dice or Sammy?
Dice.
Yeah, his style was like that. Yeah.
Oh, it was like that?
Because he went to I didn't even know, but he went to the school down the street from me. He went to Marshall.
Oh, for real? Yeah. Oh, he's from over there, Mo City,
yeah,
right?
Mo City, yeah. All right, literally down the street from Stafford. But yeah, that was kind of his style like back then. Yeah, I don't know if it still is.
So what was your first camera that you used?
It was a T3i Canon.
Oh, I feel like this is the one I got, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like somebody else has mentioned that camera too.
I think it's a starter camera, no?
Yeah, I got it. I got it as a gift for my birthday, and they bought it at Sam's. Yeah, my mom bought it for me actually.
She got a good deal, probably.
Oh yeah, it has those like kit lens, and at the time I was like, oh man, these are like amazing. Like oh yeah, but then at night they'd be so like horrible because they're not made for that.
I think the only lens I bought for mine was like the 50 millimeter. Yeah.
It's funny because you did photography too.
Yeah, I did. I tried starting a page for it and everything, but nothing ever popped off for me. But
I'm kind of glad you let it go though, because not that you weren't good, because you were good, right? But I feel like it was very time consuming.
It's time consuming. I feel like it has to be something that you like are doing, you know. Yeah. Like,
but I also feel like when you dedicate to that, it has to be that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like the photographers, videographers, we know that's the only focus. Like they mainly focus on that, you know.
Yeah. Because if you just like anything, if you half-ass it, you're gonna get what you put in.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and then I feel like the going out to do sessions and then shooting and stuff is only part of it. Yeah, the rest of the work is gonna be at the house or wherever editing, you know.
Correct.
So like how much time do you think like you put into editing versus shooting?
With photos, at first I put it in a lot because I didn't know anything. Yeah. I was just shooting. I remember when I used to shoot just like regular JPEG, and then somebody told me, nah, you're supposed to shoot RAW, because RAW you get like
more detail and stuff. Yeah.
And you can edit the highlights and exposure and whatever. But it used to take me probably a couple hours, like when I first started, like just to get one picture though, because I'm like a perfectionist. So I'd be like, oh, I don't like these colors, and then I'd export it, and then I go to sleep or whatever, and I'd wake up the next day and I look at it and I'd be like, nah, this is trash. I gotta change it. So I was kind of like that all the time.
Man, when it's like that, it's probably harder, right? Yeah. Whenever you're like overthinking that one picture, and it's just at the end of the day, it's just a picture, but that picture represents you, right?
Correct. So. And then you still have like another 20 to edit on top of that. So you're like, damn.
So you can use the same settings on the pictures?
Now I do. Now I have like my little like
presets.
Yeah, presets. I have 4 of them that I use, like boom, 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 and I just.
And then you just adjust. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, okay. Man, it's crazy because the reason I like that, because I've done a bunch of stuff, right? So it's like photography, video, I've done all this shit, right? But now that having the podcast now, that we have like different guests and people that are super into these things that I've kind of like
picked that,
you know. I'm able to ask questions. I see like you speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay, because I just threw like I see, you know. But
well
yeah, like whenever I was editing and trying to learn how to edit on Lightroom and everything, and is there a specific, like, I guess when I was doing it, I would be like, man, who am I supposed to like? Who are my pictures supposed to like represent? Like, or is there like an edit that somebody's gonna be like, okay, that's the perfect edit, or can they tell like that you suck at editing, or can people you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think as a person that's like an outsider, right? Like I feel like I don't think you can tell, you know, because like me personally, like if you post like a black and white picture and then you post a black and white picture, I'm not gonna be like, oh shit, his sucks.
The shadows are better in these.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna know the highlights, the shadows. I'm just gonna be like, oh shit, they look dope. He did darker. His looks, you know, more black, and yours looks more gray.
Yeah,
literally.
Because I would be editing, and then midway I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, is this good? Like, or can I send these off? And they'll be like, oh, perfect, bro. Like, or are they like, hey, you didn't finish editing this? And I'll be like, oh shit.
But
like,
but I think that's why people hire photographers or videographers, because we don't know shit. So it's just like, you give me the pictures and I'm happy with them. You know. Like
so were you basing your edits off of somebody else's, like, kind of?
There was a few people at the time, like at the beginning, that I'd follow and I'd be like, damn, these are cool.
Yeah.
Some guy named Volandis, he's like from Chicago.
I don't know, but
I was basing it off of him.
Okay.
At the time, but it was super hard to get like
the same look.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
same look. Yeah.
And now that you're like years into this, like, do you feel that a lot of stuff is more clear to you? Like,
oh yeah,
you're able to tell, like, okay, like they're obviously not just editing, they're adding like this stuff on top or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's cool.
Damn, you know the whole whenever you say like JPEG and the raw stuff, I hate, like, whenever I've done like my photo shoots for my brand, like I'll take the pictures myself, right, and I'll just do like a quick edit like on the phone, and he did the settings where it's like raw, and I hated that because it's taking like the picture twice when I export, you know?
So but you can, I think I have it now different where, because you can do it to where it's only raw.
Correct.
Right? And
because you can have raw and JPEG, but you can also have just raw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm not a good editor like him. So whenever I was able, like, I was having so much trouble with the raw pictures. So I'm like, fuck this shit. So I just like sorted them out, and I just used JPEG, and I just like used a preset that you had given me from like other pictures. Like, I think editing for me is like the worst. Because I know girls are like, oh, let me edit the picture or whatever, and they make him look fucking nice. And I told him, I think I'm going to buy some presets because I just cannot, like, get the right picture. Like, you know, that for my own pictures, I'm just like, ew, why does my hair look that color when it's not that color in real life? But if I edit my hair to look one color, my skin's going to look a different color. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can never get it right the way, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna get like a preset or something.
But like you said, that's why it's really time consuming, like to get the right picture every time, like the right edit in the picture.
Yeah, because I'm just like, and then I think the lighting.
Oh yeah, for sure. The lighting takes a big factor in your picture every time. Even if you're shooting outside, inside, if your lighting is crap, your picture is gonna be crap. Unless you're going for that like grainy effect, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that, but me personally, I don't like the grainy effect.
I was gonna ask you, what are your like preferences? Like, do you prefer indoor, good light? Not that we have good lighting, right? But like good lighting. Because I'm like, oh, good lighting. Or do you prefer outdoor, natural light?
Me, I prefer outside. Because inside you have to use like external flashes, and I'm not too like comprehensive with that just yet. This year I want to get into it more. Because I like how you can touch up the skin tones in Photoshop with that. But outside, I can be more creative. You can use props and stuff. But you can use them inside too. But me, I'm outside.
I feel like if you do outside versus inside, it's just like the lighting kind of like works itself. Like, you know, I mean, you just use
it's a little bit less of a hassle.
Yeah, it's less hassle. But if you do indoors, I feel like you can be more creative where you'll set up lights different areas. You use key lights.
For sure.
You use like just different things to add on or whatever, shadows and stuff like that.
You just got to have knowledge of it.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, because like right here we're thinking about putting like a neon sign.
That'd be dope.
But then I feel like I do think like, okay, is that gonna fuck with the cameras? Like, is that gonna like make the exposure on the camera like kind of like adjust to that light?
It depends if you have it like on
kind of set up like that or what.
It depends on the settings that you have. If you have it like on automatic,
it's just gonna
it might just boom go all over the place.
Because I noticed that on past episodes where we'll be moving around and then like the lighting will get like super bright or super like dark, depending on our shadows or whatever. So I have it on manual now.
Oh, you're good.
It just stays like
I was gonna tell you too because we have some friends that started like a podcast, like the girls. Mm-hmm. It's for the chicas. Mm-hmm. And their camera died, and then they ended up finishing the episode with their phone, but their phone quality looked so fucking good. I was like, holy shit, like it looked really good. And I was gonna tell them because they're like, we're thinking about just recording with our phone because the quality was like so much better. But I think it's the settings, right, that they must have on the camera.
Yeah, because especially with iPhones nowadays, like sometimes they shoot better than like cameras,
right?
Yeah, like the specs they have on it is crazy.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that right now that you were saying. I was like, well, I want to touch on the iPhone shit, but we can talk about it right now. Like,
yeah, because like I feel like whenever, like I'm gonna look for it and I'll show you real quick. Okay. But while you talk,
because iPhone work is crazy, bro. Like, I don't know, like what do you think? Where do you think that's gonna go? Like, you think people are just gonna gravitate towards cameras, through iPhones, Eagle?
I don't think so, because I'm not saying that iPhone has a limit to what you can do, but I don't know. I just don't see it because I personally haven't used an iPhone and edited or shot anything.
Oh, for real?
Nah, not really. I just use it for like memories of my family and stuff. So I really don't know. I think people always go to creatives regardless in the long run.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. Because I feel like this is using the iPhone for photography, I think is good for the consumer or the average person, you know?
For sure. But if you want to get it like right in the moment.
Boom, boom. And it's something for social media. You could make the little edits or whatever. But I feel like actual videographers and people in the space or people who do this shit for work are going to just gravitate towards the cameras anyway. So
for sure.
I think it's just one of those things where if you don't want to deal with it, you do hire somebody.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm the person that's going to deal with it. Just because I feel like it's just okay, let's talk about booking, right? Because I like plan my shit. Well, this year I am planning everything more like, you know, ahead of time. But I feel like sometimes my shoots, since I have to get like girls or something, it only works out like last minute for me. How do you feel about last minute booking? Because me personally, since we do this, I respect people's time, you know, and I don't ever want to like hit somebody up and be like, hey, can you come take my pictures? And how much do you charge? You know, like that, like super last minute. Like, how do you feel about that?
So just like on what you said right now, I respect everybody's time because it's time that you don't get back. So if they book me like last minute, do you mean like last minute, like a day, a couple hours, or what do you like?
Let's say a day or two.
Like 2 days is cool because sometimes I might be open, I'll take it. But if you hit me like a day before or like a couple hours before, I'm gonna charge a little bit more just because you gotta respect my time. Because you don't get that time ever back. So
even if you were free, the fact that it's last minute, you would charge a little bit more, right?
Correct.
It's one of those expedited fees, right? Whenever they want like rush stuff, right?
Yeah. Kind of like with USPS and all that, they charge that.
Yeah, like you want it fast.
But even then, that's just a day to go shoot. Yeah. What if they're like, hey, I need you to take pictures tomorrow,
and I need them tomorrow. Oh, that's even more and more. I'm like, yeah, for sure, but it's gonna be a little more.
He's like, yeah, for sure. This is gonna. You want it faster? Here. You want me today?
But the crazy part is, there's some people that'll be like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, all right, then I guess.
Damn, that's wild.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel like, I hope they say no.
There has been some times where I'm like, I'll be talking to my brother and like, bro, so-and-so just hit me up. They want photos done tonight, which is like 4 hours from now. And I'm like, I really don't feel like doing it. So I'm going to just tell them the price. And the price is, you know, it's reasonable.
Yeah.
But they tell me, yeah, like right away. I'm like, damn, I guess I'm working. And because sometimes it gets in the way of spending time with family and stuff like that. So like if my mom or pops tell me, Hey, vamos a tener una cena. I'm like, hey, I can't make it because I gotta work. They're like, oh, okay, you understand.
That does suck, bro. Like, I feel like I've done work with I see like graphic design shit, and it's somebody important or whatever, and I'm just like, I know, bro, I don't know, I just know it's a competitive like field, you know, photography and just the creatives, you know.
For sure.
And I'm like, man, if I don't do this shit right now, they might just find somebody else, you know. But then I'm like, I'll be chilling with her and my son or whatever, and I'm just like, man, I really don't want to like go and do this shit, like. But and sometimes I've let shit like slip, bro. Like I've let shit like.
Well, I think there was I couldn't find the video for It's for the Chicas.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk to them about it though, like with you whenever we go over.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show you, but I can't. But shout out to them because they're doing good job over there.
Yeah, shout out It's for the Chicas. So.
But I was gonna tell you back to the subject that you were talking about right now. Yeah, because before it was like that. Like he would take up any job, like, you know, whatever. But I think it was a New Year's like goal that you said, I'm not doing that anymore. And then you stopped. And now you're just like, nah.
And I don't have no work.
I mean, with this, with like this creative field, it's going to be like that. It's going to go up and down, up and down. But like on what you said, on what he did, that's a good thing. It took me a couple of years to learn how to say no. Because I was always yes to everybody. And I think learning how to say no made me like appreciate my time and like appreciate being with my family more. Because at first I wasn't spending time with my family at all. Like, I was just working.
And that's like in a Hispanic household is very crucial, right? Like family time.
Yeah.
It's like
especially my mom.
Yeah, it's like it's same over here with his mom too, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
and my grandma.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang. It's where like, oh, no vino la carne asada. Oh, está trabajando. And then you didn't go the next weekend either. And then you didn't go the next weekend.
It's just
so
building up until they see they're like, hey, tú, ¿qué estás haciendo? ¿Que no vienes ya?
Wait, where are you from?
My mom's from Honduras. My dad.
I knew it.
How?
Well, I didn't know you were from Honduras, but I'm like, he's from Central America somewhere because the way you just talked right now.
I get that a lot.
I heard your accent real quick. And then where's your dad from?
My dad's from here, but I think he has Mexican descent.
Oh,
I'm not really too sure.
So you did grow up in a super like Hispanic household, like.
For sure.
You were at the Rosca yesterday or no?
No, I wasn't.
No. Y'all do that though? Like
my pops does, not his side of the family.
Yeah, I was gonna say
crazy.
I don't think a lot of people
The Rosca shit?
do the rosca. I
don't think Hondurans do it.
no,
No.
because I was gonna tell you like I remember doing it because my family's Salvadorian.
So I did think it was a Hispanic thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a Hispanic
Not
thing.
all the way?
Not all the way, yeah. I think...
Because I have family in Honduras, and I was looking at their Instagram yesterday, and their story, and they didn't post anything of it. So
have you been there?
Yeah, I went for my first time in 2019.
Oh, really? Was it nice? Roatan, right?
No, they're from Choloma. It's a little pueblo.
Okay. But have you been to Roatan?
I went to Roatan.
Because that's like the spot that's really nice over there, right?
That's like the tourist spot.
Oh.
Yeah. It's really nice. It's like...
His parents just went on a cruise and they went there. And I was like, is it nice? And they're like, yeah, it was really nice. But they said that oysters are like banned or something.
You got to be careful what you eat out there. My mom in Roatan, we ate seafood or I don't know what it was, but like from one day to the other, she was
really bad.
She was really bad. Like she was using the restroom a lot. Her stomach was upset. She couldn't go nowhere. And at a point, she was like, "I'm gonna just stay in the resort. I'm not gonna go nowhere." And I was like, "Hey, Mom, we didn't travel all the way to your país just for you to stay there. Like, you gotta come out." And then she's like, "All right, cool, but." You got to watch out for the seafoad out there because I don't think they clean it right, or I think they just put anything on the
It's just not
platter.
as careful as like, you know, here, obviously.
Yeah, because you were saying my dad asked for oysters, and then they told him
said,
like, oh, there's none
here.
here.
No, there's none here. Like they don't sell oysters over there or something. Like that it's bad. But I told him that's normal because like when you go to like Russia or like places like that, there's snacks over there that we eat here that are banned there.
For sure, yeah.
You know, so it's just like I think that's pretty normal, but obviously since his parents like oysters, they're like, oh shit, that's weird, you know?
You know what's crazy? I'm thinking about that is that like how you say in Honduras, there's like that one good tourist spot. Mexico has like Cancun and different tourist spots, and then Salvador.
Yeah, El Salvador does too, but we didn't go because when we went to El Salvador, we went mainly just to go see like to meet like the family like that we had, and it's like El Salvador is literally, you can get from one corner to the other in like a day. Literally, it's that small. But estaba en rojo, like it was really bad. Like they were killing a lot of people, like in the tourist part, so we didn't go.
All right. Well, let me restart the cameras. That way I can continue with.
Yeah, because I want to talk about Honduras right now.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Real quick, we're gonna take a quick shot.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because we talked about it. So
Not me, guys.
you're drinking Hornitos and then 1800. Damn, I gave you a little bit more than I did.
Damn,
Yeah,
he played you.
It's all good.
All right, bro.
Here, cheers,
Cheers.
guys.
Cheers.
Oh, my bad.
Oh.
I'll just clink yours.
I'm drinking, by the way, coffee and protein
All right, let's go.
together. Damn, I'm so proud of myself not taking a shot.
Smooth.
I still like 1800. I think that's my go-to.
Yeah, it
Honestly.
is. It is your go-to.
But
But you like tequila, or what do you like taking shots of?
I like tequila, but I like silver. I can't drink the brown unless it's like Buchanan's
No.
cannons.
or Crown Royal. I like Crown Royal. My pops drink Crown Royal.
Oh, do you like the apple one or what?
Yeah, it's a lot smoother. You're not gonna feel it, but it's bad because it's gonna get you up there really quick.
Yeah,
My
the apple one's cool.
sister, that's the one she was drinking for New Year's Eve.
For real?
The Crown Royal. So she finished the bottle with
Oh,
Laura.
at my parents.
That one and
Yeah.
the peach. The peach is good too.
Yeah, I do not like.
I haven't tried the
Oh,
peach.
you know what? Have you tried the tequila agave? It's like, I took a picture of it. It's like a blue bottle. Like, but
Does it
you
have a
probably
bull on
not.
it?
I don't remember. But you know what? Now that you're saying you don't like dark tequila, that one's dark.
I think I might have drank that. I'm not gonna lie to you. If it's like a blue bottle,
I'll show you right now.
¿Cómo se llama?
I don't know, but your dad was saying, because yesterday he's like, you're not taking shots anymore. He said he's not taking shots this year either.
For real?
But I don't believe
You're talking
him.
about the bottle that everybody gets? The white one with the blue?
No, not that one.
or is
that
it just straight up blue?
That one's the one with the
bell?
the modern one. Esa es otra.
Man, I started seeing that bottle everywhere. And
Yeah, it became hyped. It became like a hype
yeah.
bottle.
It's kind of hyped, but I don't think it's as good like that. Like taste-wise.
Because I remember I drank this one. I think it is
This
dark,
one.
too.
Oh yeah, agavero.
I don't like that one.
You don't like that one?
I can't drink that.
Really? I really liked
Is that
it.
is that the smooth one?
That's the smooth one that we
The-
were both like, oh wow.
That tastes like Dr. Pepper? No, that
it
dry
tastes-
dry has one that tastes like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, but that one was. I like that one. No,
Nah, I didn't like it. Not me.
but yeah. So yours is more of like a Crown Royal or like.
Tequila, it can be like, I don't even know what I've been drinking with tequila, to be honest with you.
As long as it's clear.
Yeah, clear.
Or not reposado. Because the brown is reposado, right?
I don't know.
I
don't know
think so,
shit about
yeah. I think, yeah, it's 1800. It says reposado. Because there's 1800, the silver.
Silver.
Where
Okay.
it's just the clear.
I
I drink reposado, but it's like Casamigos is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got hooked on it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ooh, I got super drunk on that one.
yeah. I'll get you there.
Yeah. A lot of them will get you there.
Do you watch No Jumper?
I do. I'm not. Well, I do watch it now, but it'd be like, just dumb stuff. But back then, I used to watch it a lot when it was first coming out.
Okay, yeah, cause you know Duno, he's like one of the hosts on there.
Oh yeah.
Well, he drinks a lot of Casamigos, and then they always bag on him though. They're like, why are you drinking Casamigos? Like that's like the regular shit or something like that. Pero
I'm cool with the regular. I don't want nothing else.
but I feel like he's like us, where he grew up like Mexican household or Hispanic household, and so that's just normal to him. You know, that's how he
Sure.
grew up.
Yeah.
And shit.
But so before we went on break, we were talking about Honduras and the food. Do you have like a favorite dish from there?
It's called. I don't know if you heard about it. Pollo chuco.
No.
No. It's basically, man, the first time I tasted it is when I went out there, and my mom was like, I used to have this when I was small. It's a Honduran dish. I was all like, man, that it don't look too good, because like I'm really picky when it comes to my food sometimes. But
You go based off how it looks?
yeah,
Okay, yeah, I do too.
yeah. I go based on how it looks. So if it looks
Yeah.
like nasty and greasy, I'm like, that might not be the move.
Yeah.
But it's basically plátanos and fried plátanos, and then they have
The sweet ones or the como las tajadas?
las tajadas.
Oh, okay.
Plátanos, and then you put damn, what's that green stuff called? Repollo. I think it's
Okay.
repollo, and then you put the chicken on top. It's like a big piece of chicken, and then you put the sauces on it. One is like mayonnaise with something else, then you have this red sauce, and then you have this clear sauce, and it is the great.
So
I feel like it's kind of like
it's like pollo con tajadas.
Kind of. Let me see.
Okay, because I'm thinking the difference must be the sauces that are used.
Yeah, the red sauce is super good.
Yeah, it is different. Like, because some people make pollo con tajadas with red sauce, but originally it's the way we eat it from the taco.
In a way, it's kind of like with Mexican food, where it's like I'm trying to think of
like enchiladas,
and then there's like this other enchiladas that's different.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Yeah,
Dang,
it's different,
good.
but it does look good.
It looks good.
It's good as hell.
Because one of my favorite dishes, like top.
Well, it's
5.
the only dish that I know like that.
The what? Like the Honduras?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Honduras have similar plates to like El Salvador. You know.
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
Yeah. But one of my top 5 is pollo con tajadas. But that's ese es de Honduras.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just
and
good.
I got him on, and we want to invite
We're telling
AB to come.
AB. He's like, y'all hyping it up too much. I want to see. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
because they're literally down the street from here. There's un bus que es de Honduras. Es hondureño.
Usually they have a little catracho sign or whatever.
Yes,
the
color with white and blue.
yeah.
Yeah, and when I know it's hondureño is when it has like the 5 stars.
For sure.
I'm just like, it's 5, right? Or is it a circle?
No, it's fine. It's 1,
5?
2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, okay, yeah, then it's 5. And I was like, oh, my sister's the one babysitting my son right now. She's the one who told me, oh, go here, because we went with Dad and it's really good. And I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fucking good.
Honduran food is slept on, man. It's really good, bro.
It is. I feel like your tamales, y'all put rice in them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because Vero
puts.
I saw that they were prepping them, and I'm like, oh shit, I've never had them, but I don't think you would like it.
I don't think I've ever seen them. So what are they like? Are they kind of like yours?
Yeah, it's like kind of like ours, but they put different ingredients inside. Sure. But I don't know how the masa is made. It looks similar to the Salvadorian tamal.
Yeah. I'm really not sure how they make, because I never really watched how they make them.
Yeah.
But we usually just buy them here because that's really time consuming to make tamales.
It is.
My mom made tamales one day. She took forever. Like she stayed up until 2, 3 in the morning. And she started at 7, and then she got back up and finished it in the morning. I'm like,
yeah, and then too, it's similar because they use the leaf. The green.
Oh, you're talking about the green leaf. Okay,
the green leaf, la del plátano.
Okay.
And I didn't know that the reason why they use that is because it gives it a little bit of more flavor. La hoja.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that because for Christmas, my family made some Salvadorian tamales. So I went to go help my tia, and I was there, right, for maybe 4 hours.
Yeah,
but it was I don't know, 6 of us helping her. So it was faster, right? But even at that, it's still learning how to wrap it and press it to make the masa not come out. And
for sure.
And then we're like, oh tia, we ran out of leaves, and my tia's like, just cut them in half and just put a little piece in it. And I'm like, well, why do you need it? And she's like, it's just to give it that extra flavor. It's very slight. And I'm like, oh, okay. So FYI, guys.
Little tip.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to go to Honduras, to Roatan and
There's another one, damn. I think it's Copan.
I have no idea.
It's basically a whole bunch of those pyramids that have it in Honduras too. I think they have 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. In Roatan. I don't know any other place. There's a few more places, but we didn't get to go to them. But
because it's really small too, right?
Yeah, it's small.
It's smaller than El Salvador, right?
I think it's bigger.
It's bigger?
I'm not too good. I didn't listen to class a lot.
Yeah.
No, but what we had left off on was I was talking about how they all have tourist spots.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of pictured Mexico, así como que the whole surrounding area is super poor, and then it has that one little Cancun or whatever the fuck, But it's crazy because I feel whenever we go to Mexico and we tell people oh, we're gonna go to Mexico, I feel like they think we're going to Cancun or there's gonna be playas and shit like that, but we're nah, it's just a legit little pueblo,
But is Cancun really close to the rural areas, or that más lejos?
No, I think it
I think it's
it's Cancun. It's right by the side of the water, right? It's Cancun's right here. But I feel if you drive either any direction, then it'll be a little town or something. Because it's allá in Mexico is by towns, literally, I feel a town, 2 towns can take up this whole neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be just like a distant drive or something.
Yeah.
I think that's how it is, right?
Yeah, porque I know the times we've gone, I think when the plane's landing or when we're over it a little bit, I'll start seeing like, I'm like, damn, look, like it's just like regular shit, you know. And yeah, you get closer to Cancun or whatever the fuck. Yeah, ya se ve like all
it's more
the,
like a little city.
Yeah,
yeah.
But Roatan is far. Like it's not even close to there. Like we had to drive to this place called Las Ceibas.
Yeah.
And it was like a long drive. And I was literally riding in the back of a pickup truck, like in la cama. Like over there is cool. Like you can drive in the back. Like
yeah, I know. Like all the little kids, like they don't
care. They don't have no type of laws out there.
Yeah, because you know, I was just talking to my dad's coworker, in Moscow. And he asked me, he's like, y'all went to El Salvador, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how was it? I'm like, it's cool. Like, we went. He's like, ¿Está bonito or what? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty, you know, and everything. Pero where we stayed, the house we stayed at was real nice, you know. And he's like, oh, pero las calles, they were good right there. I'm like, nah, like, it's crazy. Because to get to that nice house, we had to go through, like, an ugly-ass road.
Forest.
Like, so, like, and that's what I mean, where it's like, let's say, like, let's just look like what Instagram sees is like what we saw, where it's like the nice house and everything. But it's to get there, it's like a bitch, you know. It's like that's
shout out to my brother-in-law because he had to drive a standard because over there is standard.
Yeah, on minibus.
And on minibus, yeah. Like we had to buy
minivans,
like a mini. We had to rent like a van to fit like all of us, like because it was like my siblings, my mom, my nieces, us, like, and plus like her family that came to stay with us, right? It was like, but, and you know what's funny? Like, we went, like, on a boat ride. Like, all of us, no life jackets, nothing. Like, obviously, they do not care.
They don't.
And it was, like, a little lancha. Like, not even a boat. It was, like, a little lancha, right?
Yeah.
And then we went, and while we were going, the guy showed us, like, a spot where there's, like, a volcano. And they get the water. And people go on their boats there to go wash their clothes, right?
Yeah. And it was steaming, bro. It was, like...
Yeah,
like that.
It was like a little thing. He's like, yeah, they just grab the water and then they go wash their clothes there. And there's like a little boy that was naked. Remember?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, damn.
Bro. Burn your ass.
Yeah, out there, it made me appreciate a lot of stuff that I have here. Because, like, my mom, she's from this little, like, pueblo called Choloma. And, like, we were fortunate enough to stay with our tias and stuff. And they live, like, in this, like, gated. Well, it's not even gated. It's, like, cement. And on top of the cement, they have like puro vidrio. So like if people try to break in, they're going to stab themselves. Yeah. And then they have like a guard in the front and they have to check in. But like literally outside of that strip, toda la calle is like just rural. It's like basically you can't be outside when it gets dark. If it gets dark, you better be inside. Where her brother's from, he's from this little pueblo across the street. And like a lot of people get killed there because you can't be there after dark. And if they find out you're a tourist, ooh, that's a bag.
That's crazy. It's crazy because when I was younger and we would go to Mexico, I never dressed like I was from there. Like I always felt like I would go and then it's crazy. I never understood like the difference. Like, okay, my cousins over there don't have like what I have, you know? It was crazy.
My mom always told me, and that's what scared me. When we went over there, she'd be like, hey, no lleves Nikes, no lleves Jordans, no lleves nada de eso. Solo,
just like, ¿qué me llevo?
Yeah, I was like, so what do I take? So she's like, solo normal. I'm like, okay. So I literally took like basketball shorts and like Honduras tank tops or just like regular stuff. Yeah. So I was out there looking kind of
Hondureño.
Yeah, Hondureño. And like chanclas and stuff. But
that is so funny. Like, that's funny because I feel like it's a thing, right? Like,
but when we got out there, I was like, it's not even like that. She's like, oh, I guess it's not like that no more. Because she said back then people used to like, I guess chop your hands off if they see like gold on your wrist or like rings and stuff. Like they would rob you.
Yeah, I mean I feel like back then it was very like it must have been very scary, like in a lot of spots. But I feel like nowadays it's different. You know,
it's still scary though, because like
it is.
You go to the corner store and they have like dudes with guns there just chilling, and I'm like, what y'all doing here?
Yeah.
They're just guarding the corner store.
No, yeah, because it is scary. Like when we went with to El Salvador, like my grandparents live over there, so they have like, it's so funny because they're so old, and in their house they have a little tiendita. So
that's dope.
It's funny, right? Like my dad and my tío basically like take a lot of the stuff from here and to them over there, and they sell it there. So they just like, that's like their life. Mm-hmm. And but we did walk, and my dad showed us like there was like a pig walking on the street, like nothing. Remember?
You see a lot of stuff out there, like crazy stuff.
Yeah, and then they showed us like this little forest where I guess the roots salen la sal, right?
I don't know what the trees had to do with that, but yeah, there was like boats parked. So we walked down like this little thing or whatever. Yeah, we had like, you could tell that water is usually in that area. Like it usually fills up with water. But there's boats that would go and get sand from the water. Sand comes from water, right? I mean, I don't know the origin of salt.
You said sand.
Oh, I said sand? I meant salt.
I was about to say, that's like...
I meant salt. But they get salt from the water. And so since there's no water there, the boats were just parked there. Pero, I don't know.
Basically, my dad was saying that river, like, se llena y luego se va el agua. Pero it's like the roots de esos árboles tiran mucha sal or something like that. I don't know. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and then
I don't know
went...
if salt comes from trees.
I don't know, but that's what I understood. Maybe I misunderstood.
I ain't do good in school, so I don't know much
And you know what's funny? Like how your mom was telling you not to dress like a certain way. Well, my mom basically just said, just don't take like jewelry, you know? And so we went, and then we were supposed to go to the beach. So I'm over here thinking, well, people don't give a fuck over there, so I'm just going to wear my bathing suit, right? So I had like this, but the thing is that my bathing suit was like a highlighter yellow, right?
Oh, you just popping out. They can see from a mile away.
I was wearing like this little top, right? And it was just like a regular top, like not like it was like just like a sports bra, kind of, right? And then I was wearing like high-waisted black see-through pants, but you can see the underwear, you know? But the playa was like right there, you know? So I'm thinking, oh, people aren't going to care, you know? And hell no, right, babe? We went to the store.
That was before we went to the playa.
We were buying the stuff to go to the playa.
Yeah.
And, but right, I felt so like unfucking safe.
Why,
right?
people were just saying stuff?
Yeah, and then they were calling her pretty much.
And like, but it was just like ridiculous. Like even the women were like fucking staring at me. Some were like dogging me like I was crazy. Like, and in my head I'm just like, well, shit. Yeah, like,
bro, it's like
they don't got manners out there, man.
No, they do not. They were just like looking at me, and I'm in my head I'm just like, what, bitch? Like, what are you looking at? But I didn't want to say shit because obviously I'm not like
I'm not in my country.
No.
Like, yeah.
And but I was with my cousins that are from there, and she said, "Eso es normal, like no pasa nada, like, you know." But I mean, the girls over there be wearing like short shorts, so I'm thinking, well, I'm probably more covered up, you know, because I was in a way. But it's just wearing the sports bra and I guess like, you know, the high-waisted pants. But I was just like, even people in like their cars were just like looking, and I'm just
damn,
like,
I'm about to fucking have to fight somebody or what? Like, bro, that shit sucked.
I know you over there like, man, just please don't say anything.
I'm not even from here, bro.
And it was only like a 2-block walk. Like, I'm not even kidding. We went in the store, and they were just like, that was crazy. But back to your business.
I was gonna ask you if you were ever like shooting like with downtown, like with the group of people and everything.
You talking about those meetups?
The meetups and shit.
I was actually featured in one of those like way back then. I want to say it was like 2017 or 18. I forgot.
Yeah. Featured like
featured like one of the photographers, because they had like some featured photographers, and then they had the featured models that you could like shoot with or whatever the hell it was.
That's pretty cool.
So who was in charge of that? I didn't even ask AB about that.
Man, I want to say it was Angie. I don't know if y'all know Angie.
Yeah, and
Luda, but I think there was another guy behind that, but I don't know his name. He owns a studio now. It's called Vibe Studio.
Vibe Studio.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not familiar, but I am familiar with Luda and Angie. I feel like they were like, I don't even know what they do now. If they're still doing that.
Angie's she does weddings full time, and she's doing pretty good for herself. Luda, I think he still does it too. I'm not too sure about it.
But it's crazy because they were like, I feel like if you're a photographer, you're kind of not looking up to them, but like you were kind of like, okay, like they're the go-tos or whatever, you know. But even them, I feel like at the time, even though we didn't know, they're probably like still trying to figure the shit out too. Or they were just trying to like, all right, let me start a community and we go from there, you know. It's
because back then when I started, bro, like I couldn't really learn from anybody in Houston because there wasn't that many photographers. Like now, there's a bunch of photographers and videographers, which is good because, there's enough for everybody. But back then, there was only like a select few that you knew. There was a few photographers, there was a few videographers, and that'd be it. But there wasn't like a group of them. So once they did that like meetup and stuff, it was good in a way, but
you can say it was not good.
I don't want to say it wasn't not good. It was good in a way, but it was kind of too much after they started doing them like consecutively back to back to back. Cause like all you're doing is shooting a model, and while you're getting this dope ass shot, so are another like 50 people right behind you. So it's not really like a unique shot because everybody's getting it.
Yeah,
that'd be the only downfall of it.
I feel like that's what the other people have said, right? Something.
Yeah, and you know what I'm thinking about it? If it had a more, if it was planned a different way, it might still even be a thing now.
For sure.
Where, kind of like plan it, make it an exclusive thing once a month or whatever. I don't know how often they were doing it, but it seemed like they were doing it like a good amount, you know? And I feel like it might have been like a burnout thing where it's like, okay, it's too much, and then suddenly it would just stop and then maybe do it a little more. Pero...
It's because it was the same thing también. Like, it was just like, everybody, we're meeting downtown. We're shooting downtown. Like, people can be tired of the downtown stuff. Like, it's cool, but some people already shot that like 5-6 years ago. Like, it gets overplayed, especially with the cars too. I remember there was a big trend with like models and cars. Nothing wrong with that, but you got to learn how to like make it creative and make it like unique, because it'll get overplayed really quick. Yeah,
and then nobody was getting paid or nothing. It was just like a thing
nobody was getting paid.
Yeah,
you had
it was
like,
just
some older guys out there like in their 40s and stuff, which is cool, but let's be realistic. Like, so in the bag.
So what was the whole thing behind it? Just like to network and
just to network,
get out there.
Yeah, I met a lot of people there that I still stay in touch with now. Like, not a lot, but a few, like 3 or 4 people. But it was just to network people, just to get to know people. Because like I said before, there was really nobody you could talk to in Houston, because everybody didn't know if they're doing photography or not.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, because it's both a marketing and like a networking thing for like photographers, and then for the models también.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's pretty dope. It was a good concept, but maybe it was like, it could have been a little like executed a little better.
I think maybe it was just too soon for its time, because if it would have been done now, I think now it would have probably blown up.
Yeah, definitely. So who did you link up with the most? Like, if you weren't doing that, like, who were you hanging out with the most?
Like when I first started?
Yeah.
I was with Luda.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I was with Luda. I remember because we started...
Are you the one that owns the Vibe Studio?
No. I was with Luda. I remember... I don't even know how I met him, to be honest with you. But I remember we would just link up and shoot, and we went with some other kid called Jacob, I think that's his name. And we went all the way to Dallas to try to shoot this Chief Keef show. And it was like a whole bunch of the rappers, 21 Savage, and we're like, all right, cool. We're going to drive all the way over there. We're going to pretend like we're media, and we're going to get in.
Yeah.
That didn't work out.
For real?
Yeah, it didn't work out. So we were just in there, and we were just in the back, just posted jamming. We're like, it was pretty cool. We didn't get to shoot it, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We still stay in touch.
At least you tried, though.
Yeah.
So, since you're talking about that, like, how are you able to like shoot all these celebrities? Because I know I was going through your Instagram, and I follow you for a couple years now, and you've always shot like these celebrities and stuff. Like, so how were you able to do that?
When I first started, I was just really trying to like, I would email the promoters, or I would email like the artists, like, you know, you're just trying to get out there. And then sometimes I would try to sneak in there, like at Warehouse Live and stuff. But the security is tough to get through them. Like, it worked one time, though. Like, I would just be like, oh, I'm with media. You got to be confident. If you're trying to do something, you got to be confident. You got to be in there. Like, I'm with media. I'm in so-and-so. You can call them if you want. And they'll just be like, no, you're fine. Go through. But if you go into, like, I'm with media.
Yeah.
If you go out there, like, nervous, they're going to be like, okay, who is it? Let me call them. And you're out. But
have you gotten them be like, or let me call them?
I got like not kicked out, but they told me, nah, you're not good. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I just walk away. Yeah, it happened to me at House of Blues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But the way I got started shooting all those was, like I mentioned earlier, when I linked up with Dice. I think he had met Sammy, but I hadn't met him yet. And I was just taking photos of him, going around with him, you know, doing a bunch of free work in a sense, because I was just starting off and I didn't know how to charge like at that time, because I was still young. I was 16, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. I think I was like 19, 20 years old.
Yeah. How old are you right now?
27. Just turned 27.
Okay.
So yeah, I was just doing a bunch of free work with him. I was going wherever with him, and then him and Sammy made that one song called "Just Watch," and it blew up.
Give me Just Watch.
Yeah, it blew up. So I was just with them all the time, like shooting for them, and it was free. But from that free work that I was doing for them, I wasn't so much thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do all this and I'm gonna get a bag out somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But how it came about was I would do free work for them, but other people that saw that work would hit me up and they'd be like, hey, I want you to do this video, which wasn't that good because at the time I was starting, but I would still charge them reasonable. I want you to do these photos. Okay, cool. I want you to do this. Cool. So I got gigs from that as well.
Okay. Yeah, because that's how I look at things, where it's like, okay, if you're going to do free work, make sure you get some sort of benefit from it. You know, either you're going to get like more relationship built con that specific person, pero también I think like, okay, well, since they're going to post his work, and then, I mean, I know I'll probably get some work off of that, you know?
For sure.
So
that's how I got linked up to shoot Maxwell that very first time too.
Okay.
Because his manager reached out to me and I was like, how'd you hear about me? He's like, I saw you through Dice and Sammy's work. And I was like, okay, dope. So from there, I just started like shooting more and more. Like I went to Rolling Out with, I think it was like Dice and Sammy. And then I got like just random shots of a whole bunch of artists there. Like just take an opportunity out of it. Just, hey, can I get a shot real quick? They'll be like, all right, cool. But you got to be like genuine with it. Because if you just go up to them and put the camera in their face, they're just going to throw up the... It's not like a genuine shot. It's just like a, okay.
So you were getting like a lot of like what are they called? Like the off-guarded the candid pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think those are like the best, right? Yeah. Obviously.
But you know what's crazy about those pictures is that like if you go on your Instagram, it looks like you're like part of their team type shit. Like you're taking pictures como que like you're there with them the whole time.
For sure, but it's not really like that. It's just like literally you talk with them for a few seconds, you chop it up, and then that's it. But people think like, oh, you hung out with them the whole night. No, it's nothing like that.
Damn. That's crazy. That's pretty cool, you know? Like, cause you can give off that like aesthetic
illusion,
illusion in your Instagram or wherever you post your work. So I think it's pretty dope.
You want to restart it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and restart the cameras real fast, and then
it's cool because like Roland, like with you, like he had talked to me about you, you know, and but like when I was I had just gone through like your Instagram. But I couldn't put a face. You know what I mean? So I'm just like... And then when I saw him, I'm like, holy shit, he looks super young.
So the thing with that is like... when I first started, I was like, I'm not going to show my face at all. Like, I don't know why. I was just like...
people do that. Like, it's funny.
But the main reason why I didn't want to show my face is because I feel like the younger people... I mean, the older people, they look at the younger people, especially like if you're like a kid, they're going to be like, oh, we can somehow like... try to like finesse him in a way, try to get over on him, and I didn't want that to happen to me, so that's why I didn't show my face.
See, like in your picture, like
I'm gonna go ahead and
oh, okay,
that's cool.
Like we're talking about like his Instagram and like your picture, you look older.
Really?
Like your side profile.
Which one?
Like the main picture.
Oh yeah.
Like you look older, but you know what though? Because I feel like you look serious, and then when I see you face to face,
I look young.
If you smile, like you look young.
I get that a lot, and then I didn't really have like kind of this beard, so when I didn't have the beard, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You know how I told you I was going through your Instagram? I think you have a picture Ilmore. Like
South by Southwest. Yeah, I look.
Bro, yeah, you look like a kid, bro. I was like, what?
I mean, I was like, what year was? If it was 17, I was. Yeah, it was like around 19ish, bro.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And since you started so young, do you have like any crazy stories?
Okay, there's one crazy story, and I'm gonna keep like the names out of it, but I remember we went
name drop. No, I'm just kidding.
So we went to a show in Dallas, Texas, with some artists, and they ended up getting in an argument with this other artist that was from Dallas. He was an artist, but he wasn't so much like an artist. He was more like a trapper / artist. That artist started talking to him, talking down on him, So we left. We got in the van. We started getting in the van, and then when we pulled out, the guy pulls out as well with his people, and they got guns on them and stuff, and they're just like chasing us all around downtown and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I was like, man, I'm gonna die. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna die. So it was late. It was like 2 a.m. So, and I'm 19 at the time, so I'm really, really scared. And I'm like, bro, like, I was scared. I'm not trying to die.
No,
so
their photographers ready to and shit.
Nah, I was in the backseat.
He's like, I'm gonna capture this moment. The other guy is like, oh, I'm gonna die tonight.
and they were just chasing us, and then they pulled up next to us, and then they were like, "What's all that shit you were talking?" Da-da-da. And they had the guns out like on the driver and on our side, and we're just like, they just said some words to each other, blah 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 blah, and they just left it off, or I don't know what happened, because like you're so much in the moment, like with the adrenaline and stuff, that like you don't really remember some parts. But that's probably one of the scariest stories that I have, I would say.
You know, it's scary because you're saying it so calmly, like if you weren't about to die, right? He said it like very like
right now,
but at the time I was scared shitless. I'm like,
yeah. Damn, that's scary. Like I don't think. I mean, I do imagine being chased, like, right? I mean, what happened to you, right? But imagine being chased. Like,
and we were in this big ass van, so I mean, you can't get away. They were like in this. I want to say it was a Charger or Challenger, so they're in a fast car. We're in a van.
Yeah.
How many people were in there?
In our van, it was 2, 4, 6. It was like 8 or 9 of us.
Yeah, so it's like they could have just shot up the whole side.
Yeah. And at that time, like that other artist, I was a trapper. He didn't give a crap about that. So
yeah.
But you know what's crazy? I felt like back then they probably wouldn't have been like. It's not as likely for them to like go through with it, you know. Like, but I feel like nowadays, like.
People don't give two shits nowadays.
Man, they don't care, bro. It's fucking crazy. It's so many deaths that I see like on social media.
They'll get you in broad daylight for no reason.
Yeah, it's just wild. I think a while back, I don't know if it was here in Houston that a videographer got killed.
Yeah, it was on Cash Out's music video.
It was, all right.
Yeah, his people got shot at, and the videographer lost his life. He used to go to U of H.
I think I heard about that when you told me, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Dang.
It was a few years back. I mean,
that's why I'm always
Does your mom know about that stuff?
Yeah, that's why every time like I go shoot, or if I'm gone like out of town, she'll be like, "Cuídate," and she like checks up on me daily. Like, yeah, pretty much.
Well, you wouldn't even think it's like a scary job, but in a way it is, because you're surrounding yourself with people. And
but it depends, right? Like, so because since you're like more in the rap scene and stuff like that, like, well, back then, right? I don't know if you still are, like, kind of
50-50. I kind of like change the direction of stuff where I want to go.
But so what, like, I guess I have written down like the dangers of like being a shooter for like the rap scene and stuff like that. But I feel like back then, or whenever you're trying to like come up, you're kind of like not forced, but or like a lot of the work is nighttime. Or they want to do video shoots like gas stations and shit that, you know, because they're just starting out, so they don't have places to go shoot like a professional video. So I feel like at that point, that's where it's the most dangerous, you know, for you and for the artists and shit, you know,
for anybody involved in that. Yeah. And that happens a lot, actually. I remember I shot a video last year for this artist in LA, and we were in South Central, and I've been to LA a few times, but I had this Houston hat that had like a star on it, you know, the Astro star, and he's like, "Hey, you can't wear that down here."
Yeah.
I was like, "Why?" He's all like, "People won't get on you down here." So I was like,
I think it's a Crip thing, no?
I don't even know.
I just know because of No Jumper.
Oh my.
It was like big down there, so he didn't like necessarily say you have to take it off, but he's like, I would advise you to take it off. So I just took it off and put my hoodie on. But stuff down there is pretty serious, bro. Like, you got to be mindful where you're at when you're filming, and in some instances what you're wearing too. Cause
do you feel like it's like that here in Houston? Not as
much. I don't think so. I don't think people really care about that. But the only bad thing about Houston is there's so many robberies that, like, I film music videos at night, like in the middle of the street, like with some artists, and they have no security sometimes, like with some big artists, and I'm like, bro, I don't feel too safe, but I'm gonna still shoot it, because like, I don't know if y'all saw that stuff that happened with French Montana recently.
Yeah,
stuff like that happens.
Wait, what happened?
They were shooting a music video, and they got shot up, right? The other artist got shot.
The set basically got shot up, but the other artist got shot, and like the other one of French Montana's bodyguard got shot too, but he's like in critical condition.
Oh damn! I didn't know about that,
God.
but yeah.
And then he's like a big artist. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But people don't care nowadays. People are reckless.
Isn't that DJ Khaled's restaurant?
I think so. It was in Miami. Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot what it's called, but because then he has a restaurant over there, and I feel like it was there. But I mean, I don't know. That's just crazy though. I feel like it doesn't matter, you know, like if celebrity or not, like it's just the location and stuff, and if people know, I don't know, that's just crazy.
Damn, it's kind of scary. I feel like you're like one of the first one. AB talked about just the nightlife a little bit, but We didn't even ask him if he had like a crazy story, right?
I'm sure he has, because he be around like them.
Oh no, he said there was like that one time the photographer was like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, he got pressed by
another photographer.
So he leads photographer or some shit like that.
That happens sometimes as well.
Really, it's happened to you too?
Yeah, because I don't show my face, and like a lot of the times when I would do like backstage work, like for shows, like I would either sneak in, or like the artists don't really care. They just care about their. It's not that they don't care, but they don't think about it because they got so much on their plate. So they just give it to like their main people, and then the photographer, the videographer, they be like, "You good, bro? Just say you're doing media." So I'm like, "I bet." You be walking around, they're like, "Hey, who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing video for such and so. Where's your badge? Where's your sticker?" I'm like, "I don't got one." They're like, "You gotta go." Then I'm like, "Bro, I'm literally shooting video for them."
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like that.
That's crazy.
But I feel like that falls on management or the artists themselves. It's like they just gotta do better, honestly. To in my opinion. I mean, they're an artist, but you're able to like. It doesn't take much thought to be like, okay.
But in a way, it benefits them because it's like, okay, well, we're getting free media from somebody. They're gonna end up posting it. We might like the picture in one way, right?
Yeah.
And another way is like, well, damn, we don't know if this guy doesn't like the artist and it's just here and might do something bad.
That's true.
But then that's when you have to have your team and stuff, you know. Like if you're gonna contract somebody, like, so let's say if I was a rapper or whatever, like I would want to have like my go-to photographer, videographer, like people.
Which they do, but then there's people like him that will be like, fuck it, I'm gonna sneak in. And
yeah. Then you get that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, if the manager in a way is like, oh, we don't care, let them, because they're gonna get basically free.
That's true.
Free promo at the end of the day, but then it's just like, let them, and then what if they're like crazy and
But I mean, I was like young as hell looking, so they're not gonna be like, oh, he gonna try something. He just doing his work.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, and then I feel like that's probably why you got probably like lucky too, you know, because
that's true.
For sure.
If you looked older, like in your picture, they'd probably be like, nah,
kick his ass out.
So are you doing videography and everything like full time?
Yeah, I made 4 years last December.
4 years doing it full time?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I started 2018.
And that's all you've done?
Yeah.
Never had a full-time job? I mean, aside from it?
No. I had a full-time job when I got straight out of high school. I used to do surveying. I don't know if y'all know what that is.
Surveying?
It's basically...
Is that like when they have like the little
tripod looking thing?
Yeah, tripod thing.
It's the people before the construction. And you see all those palitos in the ground and stuff.
Yeah.
They basically tell you where the sewer's going to go, where the pavement's going to go, where the house is going to, et cetera, et cetera.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that for about a year.
So my question is, these 4 years, you haven't had another job, just photography and videography?
Just photography and videography.
Wow. And it's done really good?
I'm going to be honest with you. It didn't start doing good until COVID hit 2020. The rest of the years I was literally struggling month to month. Like it was really bad. That's when the time where I was taking any work. Like if people hit me up, if I'm here right now and somebody hits me up, hey, I need you in an hour. Hey, I'm going. Cause that's how bad I like wanted it.
Yeah.
But now you're more like...
Oh, yeah. Now I'm more selective on what I take. Like I was telling y'all, I can say no to certain people. Like if people are like, hey, I want to shoot this video, but they just want to do the video with like them sitting on the couch, smoking, or just something simple. I'm like, I'm good off that. Appreciate you though.
Okay, so I have like a very like kind of like thoughtful question, you know?
Okay, because I have a question too, but I don't want to forget it. So let me ask it.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I don't think it's on there, but because we were talking about work, right? If you don't mind me asking, what's your biggest paid job?
Biggest paid job, like in video or photo or just
either?
Both?
Like one that you're like, holy shit, this is the most money that I've charged or like that they've offered to pay me.
Like 5,000.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you feel? What was it? Photo shoot or video?
It was a video.
Oh,
but the thing is, it was just a recap. Like let's say you're opening the store and you want like your video shot or whatever. I'll do the recap. Cool. And I gave them the price without even knowing like, oh, they're probably gonna say no. So I just gave them the price, threw it out there, and they were like, yeah, that's fine. I was like,
did you wish at that moment, damn, I should have charged more?
Yes, but I don't like being greedy because
you just
so I just went with it. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna do a badass job because they're paying this much. And the thing is, they wanted the video the very next day too. So basically, I'm shooting the video today. I'm not sleeping all night today, and then I gotta turn it in tomorrow at 10 a.m.
So technically, you made 5K like in 24 hours. Let's just say.
Yeah, give or take.
Wow.
Man, that's dope. So, and where does that video go? Where does it get published?
On their page.
Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram,
YouTube or whatever.
The ones I like, I post them on Instagram.
Yeah. Dang, that's crazy.
Did you tell your parents?
Yeah.
And what did they say?
My mom, she's always like, "Ta bueno, síguele," because like she likes that because like she always supported me from the get go. My dad, he still gets surprised sometimes because my dad, he comes from a military background, so when I first told him, when I dropped out of college and I quit my job, he was just like, why? He's like, go back to school, go to work. What are you doing? You're getting older. And he was a little supportive, but not as much. But my mom, she was always like supporting me throughout the way.
I just think it's a dad thing though.
It could be.
Like the older, like, you know, men are very like, the older generation are like, I don't think they really fully understand the creative side.
No.
Like the business creative side.
My dad doesn't at all because he comes from, he was raised in a rancho, like kind of by San Antonio. It's called Helena, Texas. And he didn't come from a very poor, but he didn't come from a rich family at all. So they were raised in a rancho, and it was him and I think 4 siblings. So all they knew was work. You go to high school, then you go to college or you go to the military, and then you start your life. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, like the basic, you know, like men lifestyle,
pretty
really,
much.
because that's what men are raised, right? Like it's just
especially
work.
in a Hispanic household.
Yeah, and it's like women are supposed to be like stay-at-home moms and clean, and you know, ideally, in their generation, they're like our parents' generations. That's how it was, right?
But it's changed.
But it's changed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was your question? Because I don't want you to forget it.
Nah, I don't forget. But the whole time I've been thinking about it. Because so pretty much like, you know how you're saying like you stayed up like late nights or getting all this work that you can or whatever, you know, and now you're to the point where you can say no and stuff like that and be selective. Do you think that, when did that change? Or like, okay, it's like a different part question, but like, what caused that change? And do you feel that all those like saying yeses and all this stuff was worth, or kind of like led to you being able to say no and be more selective?
Yeah, it did, because all those yeses that I was doing, it was a lot of lower budget, either projects or photo shoots, and I was getting paid for it, but it was expanding my work because I was having work thrown everywhere. Like back like in 2017, 18, you see my work everywhere. People would be tagging photos, videos by whatever. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm getting way too many people and it's not fitting my schedule, and I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm getting stressed. So I need to cut down on that a little bit, and I'm going to raise my prices. So I did that. Some people left, obviously, and some people stayed and paid that. So it just kept going up and up from that.
Mm-hmm. And so do you feel, and then it goes into the marketing thing where it's like, was that the leading cause of you being able to like be selective, or was it more of like a marketing thing where it's like, okay, like let's just say like if you were to market yourself or know how to market yourself better, do you think all of that could have just not ever be like have been dealt with? You know what I'm saying? Like like if you're like, man, if I would have marketed myself like this, then all those years were probably never meant to like. I could have got away with not doing all that work. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, it's because at that time, like I said, like when I first started, there wasn't really people I could like look up to in Houston or like get game from. So I was just doing everything by the ball. Like,
yeah,
I was charging like however, I was marketing however. So I was trying to take everything. But now how I do it is like the gigs that I take, the work that I put out and the gigs that I take, I wanted to show like my work.
Thank you.
Alumni. Like I wanted to be a certain way. I don't want to just put any type of bullshit out because that's not what I want the audience to see. I want them to see, okay, this is what his brand is, this is how it looks, and this is what we're going to get, not this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I want to get to.
Yeah.
Porque I don't want to like, I have a style when I do like design, but some people be like, hey, can you do a cartoon? You know, and I'm just like, I could, you know,
but I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't do them no more, but
yeah. There's like like with weddings and quinceañeras. I used to do those when I first started.
Yeah.
I'll never do them again. It's nothing against them. It's just.
But they pay a lot though.
They pay a lot. They pay a lot.
That's crazy.
Like, but it's also like a lot too, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're, like when you're in the moment, you're in the party, you're like, oh, I'm having a good time, I'm drinking, I'm filming, and I'm getting paid. This is great. But then when you get home and you're editing, you're just like, damn, I hate this. Yeah. So,
damn.
That's funny. Roland took pictures from one of my cousin's quinceañera, and then he deleted all of them.
It was
and
I formatted the card. That shit was
so
crazy.
Nobody has like pictures of my cousin's quinceañera. I mean, it's not like a close cousin to me, but still.
That's happened to me. Yeah. I can't front. That's happened to me with video. Yeah. It was with video though, so it was worse. I was working at this hall, and
for quinceañera?
Yeah, for quinceañera.
Oh my god.
And it was at the end of the night, and I was gonna give him the footage, and then he was all like, "There's nothing on here, bro." So what you mean? Something on the SD card, bro. Let me see. So I looked at it and I was like, damn, I formatted the wrong card. Damn. So it was all gone.
And what happened?
A lot of legal stuff on his part, not on me, because I mean I was just, and there was no contract, because at that time like I didn't have contracts for my work and none of that, so it was just like a he said she said. So he's the one that got nailed.
That sucks.
But it worked out because I guess it's karma in a way, because he was doing people wrong in that business. That I found out afterward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't feel too bad?
No, I didn't feel too bad. But at the moment, I felt hella bad. I was like, damn.
So what does your work revolve around now? Like,
what's your ideal job? Or
I like doing music videos. I like doing creative music videos, but I don't get those a lot because like people, I don't want to say they're not creative, but they're so much into like, we're just going to pull up to a gas station, shoot a music video, or we're just going to go downtown, shoot a music video, or in my apartment, shoot a music video. And it's like, those are cool. And their budgets might be like, they got bread for it, but...
Oh, shit. My bad.
Scared me.
They got bread for it, but I just don't want to do that. I don't want to be nothing affiliated with that. I don't want my brand to be nothing with that. So I've been shooting more businesses now. Like, I'll shoot recaps. Those are cool, but I want to get more into...
Like commercial?
Yeah, like commercial work. I mean, I'm doing commercial work right now, and it pays pretty decent. But I want to do more personal projects. Like, I spoke about this a while back. Oh, not a while back. A couple of days ago on Instagram. Like, this year I want to focus on just personal projects. So those personal projects, let's say I do, like, I'm working on one right now. Something creative, and it could probably lend me into the way to work with Nike or Adidas. Like, I want to do that. Even though I'm doing it, obviously, for free because it's for me, I don't mind it because I'm being creative in my own way, and those jobs that I'm doing for myself can lead me into like bigger paying budgets.
And do you feel like are your favorite are the ones where they're like, oh, you have creative freedom?
Oh, for sure. Because there's some that pay well, but they're so on like, I want it like this, I want it like this. And like when I send them the draft, I don't go by the way they go sometimes. And they're like, nah, bro, that looks like trash. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I change it, and then I end up not liking it. But I still send it to them, and of course they post it and they love it. But then like my brother, he's always the guy I ask, like, bro, how does this look like? Come show me. So he always gives me his honest opinion. He's like, that was hard, or that was trash. And then he tells me sometimes that what people want doesn't look good compared to like I see sometimes.
That happens to him all the time. Like he'll do a design and he's like, that, and this is like
I'll have it nice and shit, and they'll be like, oh, can we change this, or can you remove this, add this? And I'm just like, man.
Or you have like those indecisive people that you send them a draft and they'll be like, wow, this looks great. Next day, hey, by any chance, can you change this?
Yeah.
I change it. And then like, you know what? Can you change it back to how it was? I'm like, bro.
That happened to you, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like from their perspective, it's just like they want to see it how they picture it in their mind, because they're not designers, you know. So it's like they don't know what it's gonna look like. They can probably maybe make out an image out of it. I do it. They're like, okay, no, it doesn't work. Like, let's just go back.
Yeah.
But then you have those other ones saved already. So it's like, all right, let me just trash that shit. But still, it's just like a time-consuming thing.
Yeah. That's why I charge for it, because it's time, man. You don't get that time back.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you know, the video going around right now is like, what was it? The Air Force, the Nike Houston. There's a video going out right now, and Orange Calderon's in it. Bun B, like all these rappers.
Oh yeah, I did see it. That's a pretty dope video.
Like who? Do you know anything about it? Like who shot that or what?
His name is Chill Josh. No, not Chill Josh. No. I'm wrong.
It's from I think I know. Even the Chill part.
Yeah, it's Chill something or Chill Vibes. It's something, man. But he shot that or he directed that short film. I don't know if it ever released. The one that was
DJ Screw.
Yeah, DJ Screw.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the one that did the video.
Same
Okay,
guy.
that makes sense. That's pretty dope. Yeah, like, do you think that that's something that you would want to like get into? That type of shit.
That type of stuff.
Hell yeah,
because
that's dope. It's a big look, bro. Like Nike and then being Houston. It's all Houston culture video type shit. Like it's pretty dope.
Is that the one where Channel Purple was like posting?
I think she shot for that video.
Yeah.
That set.
I think so.
Yeah, because I saw
with
her
all
posting.
the like slabs looking.
Yeah.
She was on the ladder or some shit, like taking the picture or whatever.
Yeah, she's grown a lot too, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Yeah.
Like when she was one of our guests too, one of our first guests, and when
she's
she
like
came,
one of the first 10.
Yeah, and when she first came, like I remember, like, and then I see her doing a lot of the stuff now, and I'm just like, damn, like she's grown. Like I'm really proud of her.
Yeah, I met her a few years back when I had my I had a pop up for like when I used to shoot artists and stuff, and she showed up. That's when I first met her, and that was in 2018. So
Oh really?
it's been a minute. She's been doing it a minute too. So
Yeah, she
props
has.
to her. Shout out to her.
Yeah, but hopefully, man, you get into some shit like that. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I think that.
Hopefully, like by the time we have you again, you know, you'll be like, damn, I made it, I did that, or whatever.
No, I mean I'm gonna make it like a actual like mission this year to do that.
Yeah.
Like I want to push out a lot of my own work, and hopefully it'll lead me somewhere. Cause I have people that look out and reach out to me, like the better generation. I didn't think they were gonna reach out to me, or even Hack Club. I don't know if you heard about them.
No.
Wait,
why
is
you
it-
shot whenever they came over here or what?
Hack Club, yeah, I shot their 2 recaps in Houston.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Had an ice cream one, and then they had one at the 8th Wonder.
Okay, I remember the ice cream one. That was the more recent one.
Yeah,
right?
it's the more recent one.
Okay, yeah. Damn, that's pretty dope. So how'd you get in contact with that or what? With them?
I remember because I do thrifting too. Like I be thrifting sometimes and
Okay,
stuff.
yeah.
So I was thrifting, and then I got an email, and it was from this guy from Hack Club, and it said, "Hey, we're gonna be in Houston this day. We want you to shoot our recap." And I was like, "That's spam, whatever." So I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Then I got a DM on Instagram, and it was in my request, and I really don't check them as much, but it showed up, and I just checked it, and he was all like, "Hey, I just sent you an email. I work with Hack Club. We want you to shoot our recap." And I was like, "Oh crap, this is real." So
Yeah.
I emailed them back. We got everything situated, and then once I shot the whole video for him, I asked him, "How'd you hear about me, bro?" And he's all like, "You got recommended by somebody, but also I was on IG before I came to Houston, and I was just looking up videographers, and you at another guy, your work stood out, so we reached out to both of y'all, and we just made it happen." I was like, "Damn."
Damn, that's dope.
That's dope.
But so you like doing the recaps then, right?
Yeah, I like doing them. There's not
In a creative way, whenever
Yeah.
they give you the creative freedom.
For sure. I mean, that's the thing I love about them. Like, they give me creative freedom. Like, any type of way I'm trying to shoot it, they're cool. They won't be like, change this, change that. We don't like that. They're like, perfect. I send them the draft. That's it.
Yeah.
That's dope. I like watching recap videos. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Now I'll just go ahead and restart the cameras and then we wrap up.
Yeah, because I have just one last question.
Okay, cool. And then better generation. So how did that happen?
They reached out to me because I met the workers at or the associates of that place at Hack Club. I met them at Hack Club, and they're like, "Hey, we're opening the store later on this year. We're gonna reach out to you to shoot it because we really like your work."
Yeah.
And I have a friend that works with them too. His name is Herbert, and he spoke about me. And he spoke highly of me, so they liked my work, and they're like, "You got somebody vouching for you, so we're gonna give you a shot."
Damn. And that's crazy because it just goes back to like it's who you know, and then it's like if you put out good work and then you build good relationships, I mean it's just bound to happen. You know?
You gotta be consistent.
Yeah, you gotta be
Consistency
consistent
is
too.
key, bro. Because if you're not consistent in this, it's not so much that you're gonna fall off, but it's gonna be hard to get back on that level that you were when you first kept going hard on it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It is a constant grind and shit, you know.
Yeah. Consistency is my number 2 goal this year.
Yeah.
Consistency is
What's
key.
the first one?
The
Don't
first
waste
one
time.
is don't waste time.
Don't waste. That's a big one. I mean,
Yeah.
those two go back and back.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just like I'll do a lot of like sometimes I'm just like, damn, I'm tired, and you know, and I will just go sit on the couch and watch TV, you know. And I watch TV a lot, but like a lot of the time it's just playing in the back, you know. But now it's just like if I'm doing something, like I want to either watch, I still watch my shows or something, but I also want to like watch more like YouTube stuff, like that's gonna motivate me to do something else, or like just stop wasting time, like be more organized, plan my shit out,
be more strict on yourself as well.
Like exactly. Like yesterday, like I knew he was tired, and normally he's the one that preps the room and charges the batteries, and I'm just like, all right, he's tired. I didn't want to wake him up, so I was like in here just like putting the lights in here, and then I'm grabbing the cameras. Like to me, that was like, well, I'm not wasting time, because if he's napping and he's tired, then I'll just do it for him, like, or I'll set up,
For sure.
So like that's an example of like me not wasting time, but being consistent. I feel like this podcast already has this consistency.
Oh yeah,
we have the schedule, and like I told you. We told him, guys, this is the first time we have Milo here at the house while we have a guest, and he's obviously never interrupted us,
Yeah, we've been green.
Yeah, and so that was like this is set, but I have other goals, and those goals are the ones where I want to be consistent in, so that's dope. Consistency is key for sure.
So what about you? Do you have any New Year's goals?
Oh, because by the way, you're our first guest of 2023. Yeah. So shout out to you.
So whenever we do the recap at the end of
you're gonna be the first one.
You're gonna be the first one to pop
up. This year I want to spend more time with my family. I've come to see that it's actually been hitting me a lot lately that we're not gonna be here forever. No. Mm-hmm. So I want to spend more time with my family, more with my mom, more with my grandma, because they're the most meaningful to me. They're the ones that basically raised me when I was young. Mm-hmm. That's my main one. Spend more time with my family. And the second is be more consistent this year. In the sense of, it's a hassle to post on Instagram. I'm not going to lie.
It is a hassle.
It is.
So I want to be more consistent in that platform. I want to be talking more on there. And I just want to work on more personal projects. Not so much like I told one of my homeboys. I don't want to focus so much on the money, even though, yes, that is important. I feel like the last 2 years I've been focusing so much on the money that I've gotten kind of away from being creative. So I want to be more creative this year. Even if the money does go down a little bit, that's fine. But I just want to be creative.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, porque I feel like it's going to be where if you're just kind of like your personal projects is what you're going to want to post on your Instagram and build off of that. But the money stuff, if you don't like it, how you said, like, then you won't post it. But I mean, that's the money. The background shit,
that pays everything pretty much.
That pays everything. So it's pretty good goals, man.
Yeah.
Like, what about you?
Us? Me. I want to do like be more consistent, because I feel like doing the podcast kind of helped us with consistency. Like I'm like, okay, this is what being consistent feels like. So it's like, okay, cool. I feel like we're grounded on the podcast, so I want to be consistent in my other things. And I know, like, I'm a jack of all trades, bro. Like, I know I have, like, a bunch of shit going on, but I have my schedule where it's, like, I'm able to do these things and have certain drops for certain businesses that I have. So just be consistent with that and just go through with it.
And get monetized.
Get monetized on the podcast. But I also don't want to, like have overwork myself. I don't want to burn myself out. That's my goal.
Man.
So, yeah, because a lot of the things that I do is like I'll have my to-do list, and then if I don't finish certain tasks, they get added on to the next day, Yeah,
because you said another goal for you was like not playing catch up.
Yeah, which I'm playing catch up today though.
Yeah.
But straight up, like
I told him, I was like, dude, you're the first week of the year and you're already playing catch up.
Straight up.
Nah, but on that burning yourself out, that's a big one, especially like in the creative world. Like, if you're going too fast, you're gonna burn yourself out, and you're not even gonna notice it until like your health probably starts to like tell you, hey, you're tripping, bro. Like, get some rest, start taking care of yourself, remember to eat, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's crazy because people don't
water,
eat, man.
guys.
Like, yeah, people won't eat, people won't go to the gym. Like,
I just started going to the gym. I'm skinny. I'm trying to put on some weight. I've been skinny my whole life.
So my last thing is, we have like a toy donation, right? That's our good deed. For sure. Do you think to yourself that you want to have like that you want to do a good deed this year, or you just?
Oh yeah, because I forgot to bring that up last time.
Where?
The good deeds on the last podcast episode.
Oh, okay.
Because we were talking about our goals, and I was like, man, there's this one thing I want to say, but I couldn't remember it, you know. And then it wasn't until the day after I was like, oh, it was that. Doing a good deed, like, I think is a good goal to have, like just being able to like give back or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not that you have to tell us, like, you know, but basically it's not even a question. It's just more like maybe add it to your goal. At the end of the year, or have like
if you don't have one.
if it's not on there, right? Like,
I have thought about that, but the whole thing with that is just like how to plan it pretty much, like,
or it doesn't have to be anything big. I think it's just a good deed to me would be like, shit, I don't know, like I don't know if you do, right? Like the homeless people that are like on the street. I'm not gonna lie, I only give money to the people that I feel like are handicapped.
okay,
I feel, to me, right? Because I'm just like, man, boy, you can get a job. You know,
I feel that.
So if it's they're handicapped, I'm like, all right, it's probably harder for them. So then I'll give them money. To me, that's a good deed, you know. But anything like that. So basically, like, since it's still the beginning of the year, like, I don't know, like, just add a good deed to your.
For sure. I think I would, because my mom has always taught me, like, we didn't come from a wealthy family, so you got to go back and look at where you came from. So you always got to give back to people that were in the same level that you were back then. Yeah. So it can, I don't know, just help them.
Help them, motivate, even motivating somebody, or I don't know.
Like, one thing I do a lot, and people charge for it, when videographers and photographers are wanting to quit their job, like, I've had 3 so far in the last year. They'll be like, hey, can I, like, pick your brain, just, like, talk with you, meet up with you? I'm like, for sure. And I throw a bunch of game at them pretty much.
Yeah, like that to me is considered like a good deed. Like, give any way of giving back, to me is a good deed. So basically that's what we wanted, like, and you are our first guest, so we wanted to touch on that. Like, you know, for everybody watching, like, it's still the beginning of the year, so maybe in the back of your mind, like, plant that, like, giving back in any way or form that you can.
For sure, because what you give out, you can get it back.
Yeah,
and don't so much expect it. Just give it out with love, and it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's not much like, oh, I'm gonna do it just for the Instagram. Like, nobody gives a shit, right?
That shit happens a lot nowadays.
No, yeah. I mean, we do the toy drive, right? And I do have to post it on social media. Just not even for me, because I really don't care. And I've told them on there, like, I don't gain shit from this. You know, it's really just so we can get donations to take the toys.
But you can see who's genuine and who's not with it.
No, yeah, but yeah, because I mean, it's our 3rd year. I really, like, I mean, it's like whatever to me, like, because I don't really post on social media like that much, you know. It's mainly like Roland, like, posting for this and much more. But like, even the toy donation, honestly, really more, I do it just for me and like a feeling that I get while giving the toys, and for our son, because he really, now that he's this year, I feel like he's gonna enjoy more giving back, and to teach him that, you know, that's one of the biggest reasons I feel like.
Yeah, teaching them young.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, make sure add a good deed to y'all's goals of the year. It's still the beginning, so
yeah. Because I would feel bad whenever, like, if you go to the store and they're like, "Do you want to round up to the next dollar?" And I'm just like, nah. Yeah. But now I just feel like, nah, I'm good. Like, because I know we're doing, like, something big, you know?
Yeah.
So, like...
Or it doesn't even have to be big.
You could, you know, but I'm just like...
but it's like... I don't feel bad whenever they're like, oh, do you want to round up? No, I'm okay, thank you. Like, you know, because I know I'm going to give back in a different way. Like, you know, even if we didn't have Alegres Milagros, like, I feel like we give back regardless.
And then sometimes like, you really don't know where that money goes.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
But when you do it, you know what you're doing and you know where it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why we want to post, like, our own recap videos and stuff, so people will be like, oh shit, like, they really did go out there and, you know, give away these toys that we gave, or bought toys with the money that we donated, or whatever.
So I'll just post like a video once, like a weekly video of like all the toys I've gathered, and I'll like zoom into all the toys just so they can be like, oh shit, like, that's a toy I brought, you know. And then we're going next weekend, like he was telling you, to Mexico, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
But
that's dope. That's really dope.
But other than that, bro, I mean, do you have anything else coming up soon?
Nah, just a bunch of personal, man. I've just been planning a lot of personal stuff for this year.
I'm excited for you. I like when people have like the creative freedom, you know, and
now I have the time for it too. I don't have to so much focus on, I gotta get the money. Get the money. If it comes, cool. If it doesn't, that's cool.
Yeah, the year feels different.
It does.
Feels
it does
like
feel different.
It feels a little different, but All right, bro. Other than that, I mean, appreciate you coming through, you know.
All his info will be in the description below. And again, thank you for coming.
Yeah, and then shout out my brother. He just dropped these t-shirts, Top Titan. Evelyn's wearing like crew neck and shit. So shout out Ray, Top Titan. Everybody make sure you go subscribe to the channel. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram.
Spotify,
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
What did I say? I said Shopify?
No, you didn't say anything.
My bad. But other than that, that's it, guys.
Thank y'all for watching. Peace.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. So if you want to be a photographer or a videographer, and I've said this before, and you're scared about what people are going to think, or you don't want to leave your job because you're just scared, just take that risk. And also just concentrate on yourself. Don't so much focus on what people like think about you and stuff like that, because you're going to have friends that are going to talk down on you when you first leave. You just got to learn how to push those away and focus on yourself. Because that happened to me when I first started. I had a group of friends. Now I only have 2. Yeah, your circle's gonna get smaller with this route that you're gonna take, but just take a risk because the sky's the limit. That's all.
Damn, that's a good final thought, and a great way to start the year too. So
yeah, straight up.
That's a good thought to keep in your mind, like for sure.
Yeah, because I think taking risks. I mean, obviously, it's taking a risk. So people have a fear, you know?
For sure.
And so you never know. You never know if you make that jump or whatever, what might happen, what might not, you know? Or it's either get stuck with that what if or...
Yeah. I'd rather take the risk and it work out or not work out than be older and be like, damn, I wish I would have done this. Yeah. It's too late now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's it, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank y'all for watching.
Thank y'all for having me.
Peace.